Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, wherever you are. My name is Gustavo Hinojos, and welcome again to a new chapter of this podcast, Gustavo in Canada. So, welcome everybody. Thank you very much for following, and I'm so excited because, as the last episode, I had a feature that in Spotify you're able to see the video plus the sound. So that's a very cool thing. Now it's happening right now on Spotify. So that's one of the things. Today, very simple. I would love to talk about, for example, I'm following the MCU. If you don't know what's MCU, if you've been living under the stone or whatever, under a rock, MCU is the Marvel comic universe, right? So basically, with my wife, I've been doing like day to day a movie just so we can actually see all the story from the beginning till the end, till the new movies, and probably even the new movie, the Madness universe from Doctor Strange. I haven't seen that yet, so no spoilers. But what happened is that yesterday I was able to see what's the Black Widow? Black Widow, yes. And I was a little bit upset, even though I'm already ahead of that story. And that was a movie probably not many fans were asking for. There were interesting things in that plot. But if you're trying to do something like I'm trying to do, follow the story, follow all the movies one by one. When you get to this movie in the original timeline, well, basically in the story timeline, you're gonna get a big spoiler alert. And actually, that's what happened with my wife. She was like, "Oh, did this person is no longer there?" And I was like, "I cannot tell you. I'm not gonna spoil you that because even though we're following the right thing and we already know things ahead, but there's many gaps if you want that if you are not a hardcore fan, you're gonna probably miss." Okay, so basically we start with Captain America, the first one, the first Avenger. Then we go Captain Marvel, we go Iron Man, Iron Man 2, the Incredible Hulk from 2008. Even though it's not Mike Ruffalo, or this guy Ruffalo, it's the other one. I think it's important. It kind of gives you like a little bit of the history of Hulk, and it's weird that they changed the actor. But anyway, I just watched it like a couple weeks ago because I was not a really fan of that franchise because at the beginning when they were doing the Hulk, they were like a lot of CGI, but it was not really cool. So, but well, when I start all over again, it actually tell me that I had to. Okay, so well, basically it's the Incredible Hulk from 2008. After that, you go with Thor. Then we go with the Avengers. Then we go to Iron Man 3, Thor, the Darkest World. Then we go to Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Guardians of the Galaxy, it's always very, very good. My wife actually enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy. Then we go Guardians of the Galaxy 2, The Adventures, the Era of Ultron. Then we go to Ant-Man, and Luis, that's my guy. I love how he tells the story. So it's very interesting, and also to go back again and watch the movies is really cool. There's many things, and also on the meantime, what I'm doing with my wife, we're watching. There's this on Disney Plus, the series What If. So they're like 9 chapters, and they're different things. It's what if the Captain America wasn't Captain America, right? So could be very interesting, to mix the movies and then mix up what if. If you haven't watched the what if, take the time. It's really good. And I think it's a good exercise because what I'm doing right now, it's like we finished the movie and we try to see the what if. And we're trying to connect the dots. So again, I do like the movies. I've seen most of them. I would say there were a few of these movies that I haven't seen before. For example, it was Captain Marvel. I didn't see that until I have to. And I was like, Interesting. There's interesting facts, and we go back in time and to understand things about, very important characters. But I could live without it. So then we go, yeah, Ant-Man, Captain America, Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming, Doctor Strange. My wife totally loved that movie because she was telling me that it was one of the most down to earth in a sense of a way, because this guy is not powerful, radioactive, like just because he's just like someone having a real life problem, right? And he's trying to find a solution to his problem. So she felt this was one of the most interesting things in this Marvel universe. So she was able to follow a little bit of the storyline. But also there's a what if Doctor Strange. So that's very interesting because you're going to be able to connect that what if with the new movie that's coming out. Okay, so if you haven't seen the new movie, no spoilers, please. Thank you very much. Then again, we keep going to Black Widow. And that's as far as we're going right now, because that's what I've seen so far until yesterday with my wife. We're moving forward. We're going to see Black Panther, Thor, Ragnarok. I haven't seen that. I see just a few clips of Thor, Ragnarok. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I see that. Then we start with Infinity War. Then we go with Endgame. Then we have to go Loki. WandaVision. WandaVision is very, very interesting. I was not expecting WandaVision, but it's interesting in this storyline. And actually, you start connecting with other movies like Thor, right? So then we go Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And then we go Spider-Man Away From Home, Spider-Man No Way Home. We see the Eternals. And then we have Hawkeye, and then we have the new one, the Moonlight or something. I think that's a guy. So tell me, what do you think? Basically, I've been having an interesting thing with my wife going on, just trying to watch one movie. It's hard with the kids, right? Because that's our time, and bear with me. But well, ladies and gentlemen, so basically, I'm going to keep you posted and updated with what's going on with our marathon of movies from the MCU, from the Marvel Comics universe. So well, moving on. Today is Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo, and yesterday was 4th of May. May the 4th be with you. So probably let's start talking about the 4th of May. So hopefully you know, and you haven't lived under a rock for a long time. So, well, basically, all 4th of May, it's considered the Star Wars Day. And you're going to be seeing a lot of things on Facebook, Twitter, and it's going to be May the 4th be with you, right? So probably that's how it all started. But the question would be, what side are you in? And actually, this gives me a better, a big question. And I've been watching things on YouTube, and it's very interesting how we never think about the other guys, right? So yes, Luke Skywalker and the Republic are the good guys and everything, but what happened with the other guys, right? We never think about the other guys, and it's very impressive how the people, in this imaginary universe, they have families, and there were people who worked for the Empire who had families, behind in their worlds. So it's really interesting how we never see these other parts, right? One interesting thing about Star Wars, and actually is one of the things that my dad tell me about it, is that it's a new universe with old stuff. So that was very well think when they designed this world, because there's machines that do not work and you have to kick them, and you have to repair, and you have to find that piece in the other world because this machine is not longer working, or it's it's broken or something like that, right? So you have to kick, you have to put something over there in order for it to work. Not like other universes like Star Trek, where these machines are so fancy and so new, right? And everything's working perfectly and it's very fine. And after a big battle, everything works fine again, right? Not in here. Basically, we're talking about a machine like the Millennium Falcon that has been there for decades, and it's running, and it's one of the fastest, spaceships in the world or in the universe. But they have to kick it in order for it to go, right? So that was a very interesting thing when you're storytelling, when you're creating a universe, because especially in a futuristic world, we probably think like Epcot Center, where everything's so fine and it's so nice and everything's clean, and it would be good to think about that way, right? But the other thing is that sometimes, probably in our future, the Teslas are going to be bumped. They're going to be with scratches. They're going to look not so fine in the future. And probably we're going to have a smash screen in the middle of your car, and you're going to have to repair that. Or they're going to be even crazy people that are going to drive without that screen, right? So we have to think about that, because probably that's going to happen, because probably in our future there's not going to be enough spare parts for that. Or if they move on to, instead of the sexy model, they're going to move to another model, what's going to happen? Are they going to stop doing those ones, and you're going to start using an old tablet for that matter? But well, enough about talking about the future, about, electric cars and everything. So yeah, it's interesting. We're moving forward. Also, gas is getting very expensive. If you want to go charge gasoline right now, I was driving here and it was like around $2, $2.03 or something. So yeah, it's start getting more expensive every day. And yeah, there's still conflicts in the world as we talk right now. And yeah, yesterday I had the conversation with my kids. So every Wednesday I go to Scouts. So every Wednesday we go to the Scouts. So I'm a volunteer here in Canada, in the Scouts Canada. And part of my mission is to be a role model for these kids. It's to show them, to teach them, like good things, good values, in order for them to move on, for example, to the next section. So right now we're Beavers, and go to Cubs, then they go to Scouts, Benchers, Rovers, and so on, until eventually you become, like a grown-up, with good core values in your life, right? Helping others, be nice, polite. When you're between 5 to 7 years old, your span attention is very low. So it's complicated, and especially when you have new kids. So things work, for example, in certain, I don't know, like teams, like soccer or something. When you get a new member, they get into the group atmosphere, into what's happening already there, right? So it's like this experiment about many years ago. There was a scientific experiment with monkeys. So they put a monkey, and they put a ladder, and they put some bananas on top of the ladder, and they put electricity on top, on the bananas. So when this first monkey come, the first thing he was going to do, he was like, go grab the bananas, right? So when he did that, he was just reach out, he get electrocuted, and then he was like, oh, so no touching the bananas, right? So they put another monkey over there, and when this other monkey, the first thing he was going to do was going to grab the bananas, and he was going to get electrocuted. But the other monkey stopped him right away, like, oh, and he started just like hitting him right away, like, don't touch it, just like. So when a third monkey arrived, what happened was that both of them actually kick the new monkey ass in order for him not to touch the bananas. So what happened? They started replacing the first monkey, and they take out the electricity from the bananas. When the new monkey comes and they take out the original monkey, well, basically they start kicking out the new monkey, and that was going on and on until eventually they replace all the original monkeys. So what they were the observation from this experiment was that in many cases things are done in the way they were done from the beginning. What I mean is that, again, when you join to a soccer team, for example, and you have formations, you have a way to make a team huddle, you have a way to do something. So you have to join into that structure, right? But when everything is new, when all the kids are new, when all the team is new, you have to invent and you have to coordinate everything. So you start setting things for the new ones to come, and things start working out. In a sense of a way, I would say I started with basically just 2 new beavers, right? So one was my son and one was the other boy that was already there. And there were a few other beavers that actually move on to the new section, but they were not really paying attention or helping this structure. So thankfully now with new blood, let's say that it's easier to start having a structure, easy in a sense of a way, because now we don't have a pollution of other influences of things that were done before and were not properly done. But now we can start moving on and start doing things in a better way, right? Uniform wise, structure, formations, games, sharing things, right? That's one of the mottos of the Beaver Scouts, sharing. And well, just moving forward, and as well, probably at this time, that's the time when we have a small pause. If you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube, usually, please be aware that during these podcasts, there's could be sponsors or advertisements during the podcast. So this would be kind of the right time to have a small sponsorship time. So we'll be back in 1 second. So now that we're back, guys, and sorry, I need to do that because you know what? I do hate when I'm listening to a podcast and in the middle of the conversation there's just this sponsorship about like people riding bikes or like things like that, and I hate it because I'm in the middle of the conversation and it's very interesting, and I hate when they just like unannounced they do that, right? So I try to tell people that there should be like a special moment for this, right? Moving forward, so today Cinco de Mayo. Many people would probably say congratulations all the Mexican people, and I would like to share that Cinco de Mayo was a very interesting date. It's not probably as important for the Mexicans who live in Mexico, but from this celebration is mostly in the States and Canada, right? So I totally forgot about it because that's not one of the major, even for example, even in Mexico, it's not a holiday, right? So you're not gonna have a day off or something like that. Basically, it's very important because there was a battle between the Mexican army and the French army, and the Mexican defeated the French army. So this was what we call the Batalla de Puebla, the Battle of Puebla. Puebla, it's really, really close to Mexico City, probably like 2.5 hours ago from Mexico City. So this was a very, very important battle because it hasn't happened in a long time that Mexico defeated another army, especially in their territory, because, well, there were many things. There's something called the War of the Cakes, because there was a French chef or French guy who had a bakery, and somebody stole their cake. So that started like a really crazy war between France and Mexico. But again, don't get my word for it. Just if you have more doubts, either Google it or go to Wikipedia. But yeah, it was crazy. And then eventually on Cinco de Mayo, there was this battle and they won the battle. So kudos. And for those who are celebrating Cinco de Mayo, the other thing is it's because the 15th of September, that's actually the Independence Day of Mexico, but it makes more sense to celebrate in places like Canada or the US in this time of the year, because the weather is a little bit more favorable. It would be more nicer. It's well, not today here in Vancouver. It's raining. It's crazy raining like all day long. It has been raining all day long, but you know what I mean. It's easier to have a margarita during like springtime than under the cold weather of September. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so just thank you very much for joining me tonight or today or this afternoon, whatever. It doesn't matter what time you're listening. So thank you very much. I'm my next podcast, I would definitely like to have a guest. That's actually one of the goals, to have one guest coming here. And I was talking to one of my friends actually who lives in Holland, and we were having a very interesting conversation. And he actually make an interesting proposal. He was telling me that next time when we have a discussion and we have a conversation, I was going to be the one who get interviewed instead of the other way around. Because as you know, or if you don't know, my mother tongue is Spanish. So I'm actually having a podcast in Spanish as well. So my podcast in Spanish, if you know how to speak Spanish, is called Manejando with Gustavo Hinojos. Right now, it's basically an hour-long podcast, and I'm very proud of it. It's been a very hard work to do that. And I thought it was going to be the same in English. It's really... The thing is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a dad of 3 guys, of 3 boys, 6, 2, and 4 months, right? So to have a time for myself in agreement with my wife, it's very complicated. And afterwards, what I have to do is either do the editing or do anything else, or just upload stuff right into the internet in order for you to have this podcast online, right? So, but I have to do the same thing for the other one. And especially the other thing is that thankfully, when I started, season number 2 for my podcast in Spanish, I had an invitation for what it's called Generation FM, generationfm.com. Basically, this is an online radio that you can hear, and it's actually broadcast from Cancun. So I was very, very happy to be part of this project. And also, just special announcement, is their 5th anniversary. So congratulations, guys, on your 5th anniversary from Generación FM. I'm very proud also to be part of this project, and I'm very, very happy. If you want to follow, please, they have all their Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Generación FM. So not generation, generación. Generación. Basically, that's Generación FM, right? If you want to listen, my podcast in Spanish is every Wednesday on generacionfm.com at 1 o'clock Cancun time, right? Otherwise, it would be at 11 a.m. time of Vancouver PST. And so moving forward, so if you get to this point, thank you so much for coming here today and joining me today. If you want to talk or you want to hear something specifically, just let's start the conversation. The first way to start the conversation for me probably would be Twitter. So you can find me as Gustavo Hinojos H, at Gustavo Hinojos H. That's my Twitter. You're going to find many things: Spanish, English, sometimes French, pictures, random stuff. I try to keep it as less political as possible. I try not to attack people. I try to be as polite as possible, right? Just let's keep it polite. My second one, it's Instagram. Okay, follow per follow, right? So right now I'm what I call the Instagram purge. So I'm looking, if you follow, I'm gonna leave comments, I'm gonna leave you hearts. If you don't follow, thank you. Just that's Facebook for, and I'm reducing my following quota because, I think fair is fair, right? Follow per follow. And then TikTok, yes. It's gonna be a month and a half that on TikTok right now. It's called the Inojos Family. Let's say something. So there's interesting effects that you can find in TikTok that you cannot find on Instagram, but sometimes it's easier to do stuff on Instagram and then post it on TikTok, but on vice versa. The thing I don't like about TikTok is that you have those watermarks all over the place. I don't like that, but well, yeah, I share them, in these other things just to see, and it's very interesting that some of the videos actually have 500 something views or whatever, and then you go to YouTube and it's not the same, but I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, I definitely I'm not understanding how things are working in these video things, because everybody start to post videos in Facebook. It's doing the reels, but you have to post them directly. But okay, so my mind is blowing. So yeah, TikTok, I've been there for like a month and a half and getting there. My most important channel would be Facebook. Again, English, Spanish, guys. Yeah, if depends on the feedback I get, right? So if my mom is always posting, yeah, I'm gonna get more things in Spanish. Sorry for that, guys. But so yeah, you can find me as Gustavo Inojos. That's my Facebook fan page. You can find me there. I do think I have this basically red shirt over there, looking nice. And YouTube. That's right now. That's my goal. So YouTube right now, you can, and I'm gonna explain you why, guys. In order to become a YouTube partner, there's different quotas, right? So the quota I have right now, and they asked me from Facebook in order to become a YouTube partner, they're telling me I need to get 1,000 subscribers. Probably with 500 I could start doing things, right? But right now, basically, what they're asking me is 1,000 subscribers and probably like 40,000 hours of people watching the videos I'm doing right now. So at this moment, I'm at 138 videos on my YouTube channel, Los Inojos. That's my channel, guys. You're gonna see my whole family. We post, basically the podcasts in Spanish. We have funny videos over there, cooking lessons, and other stuff, right? So yeah, guys, please, if you can subscribe over there, I would really appreciate it. It doesn't matter if you don't go to other things. Please, YouTube, do me a favor. That's a channel I would love to see you there. So I would say that's it for today. Thank you so much. I really hope you enjoy your Cinco de Mayo. I really enjoy you have a great weekend. And if you win the lottery, congratulations. If you get married, congratulations as well. If you buy a car, let me know as well. What type of car you get right now. I have a soccer mom band, right? So and I love it. If someone like Tesla or basically these guys could make an electric soccer mom car, that would be perfect. That would be ideal, and I think that should be the future of the cars. So moving forward, thank you very much. Have a good day, good afternoon, good night. Gustavo Hinojos. Bye bye.